The autofill feature is basically taking any cell that you select and filling it in continuously throughout the spreadsheet. So for example, I'm looking at January, February, March, and I want to continue the series to April, May, June, and July. Instead of typing it in, I can go ahead and click in cell E4, hover over the lower right hand corner, and you see when I hover over it, that little black dot, it changes from a white cross to a black cross, and then I can click and drag and you'll see there's April, May. It's continuing filling in that series beginning with March. If I go over far enough, too far, I mean it starts over again with January and February, but I'll pull back to December, let go of the mouse, it automatically fills in the rest of the series here. Pretty cool. Okay, so I can click on the little tag at the end and find some options like, hey, how about instead of filling in the series, I just want to copy March several times. Go ahead and select the option copy. I get nothing but March. Click on the tag again, you can go back to your fill series, or click on the tag, you get a few more options. You can either fill in the series with formatting or without formatting. It just means that if March was in bold, blue, and italicized, you can fill in the series or the formatting of that within the remainder of the cells or without it. I'll click off in a blank area. Instead of going left to right, I can also go up and down. So if I click on December, lower right hand corner, I can click and drag and continue the series beginning with December, depending on how far I want to drag my autofill handle to. You can go ahead and undo all of that here. A few other features you want to know about the autofill is that, let's say for example I want to type in a number here, 1, and hit enter. Well, it's $1. But what I can do is I can click and drag the autofill handle and it repeats $1. Next, if I go ahead and click here and I type in 1 and hit enter and let's say 3, enter, autofill can also look for patterns and repeat the pattern. So what's the difference between 1 and 3? It's 2. So the next one ought to be 5, right? So if I click on 3 and just autofill, it's going to give me 3. Let me undo that. However, if I include both cells in the autofill feature, you see how the black border surrounds it, and I still get the autofill handle. If I click and drag, it's going to find the differences between these two cells as I click and drag, and you can see it'll figure out it's a difference of 2. And I can continue on down till, well, there's 1, 3, 5. In fact, it even got the formatting right. It realized that the first cell had a formatting of just number and the second cell of currency, and it alternated in between the two. So pretty cool little fill series here. Of course, if you want to get even more spiffy, you can go 1, 3, 12, enter, and let the autofill figure out the series with that. Select it, all 3 of them, and start clicking and dragging, and well, according to Excel, that's the perfect series here based on the first 3 numbers that we chose. So at this point you're probably saying, big deal, I may not use that. Well, it does become a big deal later on when I scroll back here and we start adding up the totals here for each column. You can add up one column here and be able to drag the autofill series over to the right, and it'll actually go ahead and automatically for you add up this column and put it here, and add up that column and dump it here. It can be very powerful, and of course we'll cover this when we start going over functions and formulas. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, as soon as I upload a new video, you'll be notified instantly, and you can do that by coming over here and clicking on my face. You can also click here to support me, so for $2 a month, you can have access to over 2,700 training videos, all ad-free, and for a few bucks more, you can have access to my exercises, instructor notes, quizzes, certificate of completion, and a whole lot more.